Picture this. It's a Tuesday morning. You log into your first meeting, coffee in hand, and your boss's face pops up on the screen, looking unusually formal. "We're making some structural changes." They begin, and the speech lands like a punch to the gut. "We're letting you go." It turns out a $12 a month software subscription is doing your job now. Sound extreme? Perhaps, but it's already happening. Microsoft 365 Copilot is already analyzing quarterly earnings reports and generating complex forecasts while you're still trying to remember the right Excel formula. Notion AI is drafting entire marketing campaigns, complete with social media posts and email sequences, so fast it makes most mid-level writers look like they're typing with mittens on. If your core professional strategy has been to simply be good enough, to meet expectations and nothing more, then congratulations, you've just booked a front-row seat to your own obsolescence. In a world of exponential change, clinging to what feels safe is the most dangerous move of all. It isn't a guarantee of security. It's a slow-motion pink slip, delivered one ignored opportunity at a time. Give me the next few minutes, and I'll break down the 5 quiet, insidious ways that settling for average sabotages your career, and the one stupid simple habit that builds a fortress against all 5. The moment you decide, "I've learned plenty for now," your brain doesn't just take a break. It quietly flips the sign on the door from "open for business" to "under renovation." And not the good kind of renovation. Stanford researchers have observed this phenomenon directly. Neural pathways that go unused begin to prune themselves in as little as 2 days. Forget the gentle metaphor of a dusty treadmill in the garage. This is your core market value actively shrinking, dissolving like sand through your fingers. You won't even feel it happening. There's no warning alarm, no sudden dip in performance. The first sign is usually external, and it's always jarring. It's the 25-year-old who just spent a weekend learning Python walking past your cubicle, not with a question, but with a promotion letter in their hand. They didn't just get a new title, they made themselves more valuable while you were coasting, and the company noticed. Every Thursday, almost like clockwork, your inbox waves hello. It's filled with chances disguised as chores, an invitation to a webinar on a new industry trend, a request for volunteers on a challenging lateral move project, an email about a potential side hustle that could build a new skill. When you're stuck in good enough mode, the auto-reply in your head is always the same. "I'm swamped." You don't even think. You just click, delete, and forget. You tell yourself you're being focused. 3 months later, you hear through the grapevine that the colleague who clicked yes to that project is now running the new team they helped create. They're pocketing a 20% raise, and their LinkedIn profile suddenly looks like a fireworks show of new skills and accomplishments. The cruel joke is that the opportunities never actually stop coming. They just stop landing in your folder. The algorithm of the universe, and your company, learns that you are the person who says no. Whatever average performance looked like last January, it's a smaller, less impressive target today. The baseline is constantly shifting upwards. In its first month of existence, ChatGPT wrote more functional code than many senior developers do in an entire year. In a blind taste test, images generated by Midjourney are now regularly beating the work of human illustrators. The ground beneath your feet is not stable. It's a treadmill, and the speed is increasing. Meanwhile, your competition isn't just learning. They're stacking skills like Lego blocks. Today it's Python. Tomorrow, it's a course on effective storytelling for business. On Friday, they're practicing negotiation tactics. They are building a tower of competence, while the good enough professional is polishing the same old brick. If you are standing still in this environment, you're not just standing still. You are, by the laws of professional gravity, accelerating backward. Today's good enough is, without fail, tomorrow's needs improvement, warning on your performance review. Remember your first day at your current gig? You probably bounced into the office, eager and alert. You conquered a meaningful task before lunch, and your brain rewarded you with a dopamine parade. That feeling of accomplishment, of growth, is the fuel of professional passion. When you stop growing, the parade ends. The music stops. Suddenly, Monday morning feels like wading through wet cement. The office coffee tastes like bitter cardboard, and you find yourself irritable and cynical before your first meeting has even started. This isn't burnout from working too hard. It's rust out from too little work that actually matters, from a lack of meaningful challenge. It's the slow, creeping corrosion of your spirit when it's no longer being sharpened against something new. Let's talk cold, hard numbers. Deloitte once crunched the data and found that replacing a mid-level employee costs a company, on average, about 150% of that person's annual salary. It's a massive expense, and yet companies do it all the time. Why? Because the replacement often shows up on day one with a suite of modern skills the 10-year veteran never bothered to pick up. The new hire costs more upfront, but their potential for future growth makes them a better long-term investment. Ask yourself this, honestly. If you left tomorrow, could you name one critical skill you possess that would take a motivated newcomer 6 months to learn? If the answer is no, then congratulations, you are the line item that the finance department is circling with a bright red pen. You haven't just become replaceable, you've become an inefficient allocation of resources. Before you bounce off to your next task, consider this simple, powerful change. Open your calendar right now and schedule a recurring 1-hour meeting with yourself every single week. Label it skill investment or future-proofing. That's it, just 60 minutes. In that hour, you can read one deep dive article outside your immediate lane, take one module of a micro course on Udemy or Coursera, or schedule a shadow session with a coworker who does something weird, interesting, and useful. That's 52 hours a year, roughly the same time commitment as a full college course, but with zero parking fees and tailored perfectly to your needs. If you maintain this tiny habit for just 1 year, you will almost inevitably land in the top 5% of your field without ever feeling like you're breaking a sweat. The idea of being good enough feels like a warm, comfortable blanket, right up until the moment the market yanks it off and leaves you shivering in the cold. In today's economy, the prize for finishing the race doesn't go to the person who merely participated. It goes to the person who is still accelerating when the race gets hard. The shield against this future is stupid simple. Don't coast. Don't ever let yourself believe you are finished. Start the 1-hour rule this week. Your future self, the one sipping coffee on a Tuesday morning, excited for the day, not scanning job boards in a panic, will look back at this moment and mouth 2 simple words, thank you. The map is in your hand. It's time to start running.